I'm just about to shut up my shop for Christmas, to be honest with you. Just a couple of days now before Christmas is here. And I've just got to finish off this one last knife. This is a Christmas present actually, for a very good family friend. And it's a kitchen knife. I don't build many kitchen knives. I've only ever built 3 kitchen knives. It's full flat, 2mm 01. With a plain oak handle, no liners, and it's now a very simple handle. Basically, I just now have 2 flat scales either side, and then just round them over a little bit, and then that'll be it. I've got a final bevel on it that I've got to finish off on water stones. So I'll bring you along and show you how I finally sharpen this knife. And then I'll give you a little update on a kitchen knife I built 18 months ago, and it's been in our kitchen, and we used it every day for all sorts of kitchen tasks. And not only kitchen tasks, but opening up cardboard boxes, you name it, that knife's done it. And it's my own most heavily used knife. Again, made from 01, so I'll show you that one as well. Anyway, I'm going to press on with this knife now. Let's finally shape and finish the handle off. I've done what I call the profiling. I've gone round all of the edge of the knife and the handle, all of the profile of the handle, down to the tang, and now just a matter of sizing the thickness of the scales and then finishing it off by hand. Well, there it is. That's the knife almost complete. I've put a secondary bevel on. I've flat ground the actual knife, so I've gone from 2mm on the top spine there down to approximately 1/2 mil, I suppose, maybe just over, with a terminal bevel. Plain oak scales, no liners. A simple knife. I managed to get it nice and straight. It did warp a little bit in the heat treatment, which is to be expected, but being a lot longer and thinner, obviously the warp was quite visible, but it was easy to correct. I corrected it in a temper cycle. It's reasonably straight. Should be around about 60 to 60.5 HRC, a little bit harder than I make the bushcraft knives, so potentially it could fail to a chip, but it's not going to be used for the sort of work that a bushcraft knife is used for, so it should hold up well in the kitchen. I did build one similar to this, slightly smaller, 18 months ago. I mentioned it earlier on in the video. I'll take you indoors now and I'll show you. I'll let you have a look at that knife, see how well it's held up. And also we'll put this on the stones, wet stones, give it a razor's edge, give it a few test cuts, and then that's ready to go to my friend for a Christmas present. So there you go. I'm in the house now, so you might hear extraneous noises in the family. These are my water stones. This is an 800 grit king stone. Don't use water stones an awful lot for sharpening, but I think for the kitchen knife it's probably the way to go. So I just tend to work on getting the angle I want, working on a particular area, do my best to maintain that. That bevel angle, which I'd estimate would be about 11 degrees, 10 or 11 degrees. So I'll go now up to the 1200 grit stone. The same process again. And we're starting to polish that bevel as well, and refining the actual edge, and a little bit of the burr will be very fine as well. Lastly, I'll go to the finest stone I've got. What's this then? This is S3, that's all it says. And I've got to adjust the holder for the stone because it's slightly smaller. And I've also got this other little stone which I use to dress the bigger stones if they get a bit out of shape. I think it's called a Naguru stone, I believe. So I'm not an expert when it comes to using stones to sharpen. Preferring other methods. I'm aware that there's also a little bit of rocking motion in my action. I'm not able to hold it dead flat, so I think the bevel's going to be slightly convexed, which probably isn't a bad thing. Well, I've finally finished the bevel of the knife, and I've put a nice polished sort of convex edge on that. I don't know if the camera is showing it in this light, but there's a nice polished convex bevel there. Sharp, so it's cutting and slicing paper. with ease. As you can see. So if it's doing that to paper...
Why did you turn it off? Well, no, you didn't.
That's my son you just heard in the background there. He's boiling some eggs. So if it's cutting that, it should cut quite nicely things in the kitchen. Like an onion, for example. You can cut an onion so fine that you can almost see through it. What's it like for chopping? Being a bit of a thinner blade. Maybe I'm going to go through like that, am I? Oh yeah, let's go straight through. Seems to make short work of onions. Years ago we used to get books, big thick phone books, obviously a thing of the past now, but there's an old one from 2014, 2015. It seems to cut the corners off okay. So I'd say that's a pretty sharp knife. You might use this technique, for example, when you're cutting through a swede or a turnip or parsnip. So if it's doing that to a phone directory, I think it's pretty alright. These are quite thin pages actually. Yeah, very thin pages. No problem with that, I think. This is one of the knives I made last year. I made it about 18 months ago. It's basically a smaller version of the one I just finished. And this has been abused somewhat. It's been put into the sink. When my wife and I went away on holiday a few weeks, well, over the summer, just gone. And when we got back, I found this knife in the washing up basin. It had been left in there for a weekend, I think, the whole weekend, by that chap behind me. He's the most.
Me?
Yeah, he's the most.
I wasn't told how to properly clean the knife, so I assumed you put it in water, like every other knife.
And what you're pretty hopeless when it comes to maintenance of tools, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't really care about. Well, my main thing is books and reading and stuff like that, and they can get tattered and bruised. So I haven't had my fun ruined by my lack of care of material objects. So books can get battered and bruised, and so can knives, according to my son. Anyway, that's 01 high carbon. It's formed a patina. It doesn't seem to have deteriorated any more than that, and it's used every day. We use it for all sorts.
preparing our meals, opening cardboard boxes, you name it, this knife has done it. A daily use of it. Anyway, that's the one I built as a Christmas gift from my friend. I hope she'll like it. I'm not sure about kitchen knives. I enjoyed building it. It wasn't that difficult to build. It's all been hand ground.
Yes.
Skills are in place to be able to produce knives like this now. But I'm not a sort of a connoisseur of kitchen knives. I don't know much about kitchen knives. I feel that before I ever started to sell them, that I'd have to perhaps understand a bit more the workings of the kitchen knife. Anyway, that's about summing up this video, I think. This being my Christmas video. Oh, my wife's just joined us. There she is, look.
An onion for me.
Hey?
You chopped an onion for me.
I chopped an onion for you.
Yeah, nice, thank you.
There she is, look. Yeah. You're going to say Merry Christmas to the viewers?
Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas, viewers. How about you, Chris?
Merry Christmas.
Knife abuser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.